There we go. 3 seconds before the game starts, U4X and Stifmeister. U4X going towards the CT side, and Stifmeister going to be playing the attackers, the terrorists, to start off with. I think that's a GoTV bug, right? Solcast has no gun.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think we've very quickly jumped into this one. Like we say, it's an accelerated schedule, so it's kind of a little bit difficult to keep up with. Variola going to be opening up on towards Reds. Eccles as well manages to take down another. Solcast with 2 coming in at the tail end, and this is very, very quickly being demolished. Stanley gets the final kill. But yeah, Stifmeister, I suppose this gives us a bit of an opportunity to talk over the lineups a wee bit. But yeah, Link is, I'm not quite sure, is it Ardilla? I can't tell, I think it is. But they sometimes have Astro playing, so maybe that's him, but with a bit of a different name. Kind of difficult to tell at this point. Eccles and Stanley, though, have been out of the country for a fair amount of time. Fnatic Academy and Ghost, respectively, but now come back to their roots to try and, you know, prove themselves as one of the best UK teams. And so far, they're doing a great job. It's you know, one of the teams to beat for sure. U4X, unfortunately, despite having so many not stalwarts but well-known names, Crit, Trials, Emperor, Brody, have all played within different lineups within the UK. It's just not been going so hot for them in recent months. Not terribly, but also not fantastically. I think there's a lot of young players, maybe school and that gets in the way as it often does. But an easy cleanup coming in here for the T sides. They have lost one so far. Rezzed with that AK, they'll be wanting to clean him up.
Just a bit of GoTV lag as we're getting into this. It's always nice to see some household UK CS names like Eccles still round and about. The bomb has been planted from what we can hear, but we're just on a bit of a repeat bug at the moment. Link, we just like to see that Mac 10 getting Crit's head completely abolished.
Yeah, time
and time again.
I think a little bit of what may have happened, it looks like we're caught up here, but I think they increased the GoTV delay for us because they'd already started the game.
Okay.
So on the relay server, ooh, Rez, hello. It's actually on for an ace here. Oh, just get denied at the very last second, and that AK dropped. But yeah, because they'd already kind of started with the scheduling issues with how long that previous game went on, they've seemingly increased the delay on the GoTV. And it's just not having any of it, unfortunately.
I like how GoTV, there's always something up with it. Time and time again. And it's always random.
Well, I mean, I don't know. CS is a little bit underappreciated by Valve, slightly, I feel, you know. President of Denmark to an event, and that was pretty sick, but Gabe has still not been to a CS event, you know. It's a little bit sad.
Trials finding a kill with fire onto Stanley, but Stanley manages to get him in return with his own bit of fire. But an opening has already been made by Stifmeister onto the B site. Brody following that CT area. He knows that the player's already passed with his flashbang. Areola. I'm going to go with Areola. No, it's Ardilla. I
think it is.
Ardilla getting taken down by Reza, and Reza's pushing in through the ruins area. He does manage to make his way completely out, dropping Link down to 11 HP. Brody making his way in, but he gets taken down by Eccles. And now just down to Reza, who doesn't survive that long.
No, I think already we're starting to see it's going to be a bit of a sad one for U4X. Stifmeister starting off on the T side. I don't know how the knife went, but starting off on the T side, it is actually sometimes teams who feel very, very confident do start on the T side, and you can quickly just roll over your opponents, get in their faces, you know, play the individual strengths and get your economy rolling, so it's okay if you lose a few rounds here and there. Whereas the CT side, if you get demolished in the same strain, is very, very hard to come back from. B-stack coming in, an entire B-stack in fact, all 5 players on the angle there. Eccles manages to get a double spray down, trying to put a stop to the madness. Nice little flash to follow up as well. Throws away his AK for some reason or whatever, but gets taken down by Rezzed. The rest of the players do clean up though on the Stifmeister side, and surviving with that bare minimum of 3, they could be very happy to get a 4th on the board.
Now, a very important weapon that I find that is a must to have on Inferno is the AWP, especially with all the lanes as well. You've got the mid, you've got second mid, and then you've got Banana that kind of becomes a second mid in its sense as well. And Brody picking up that AWP. And that will kind of stop the super fast aggression that comes out from Stifmeister on their T side as well, because then you'll have that one-shot, one-kill capability holding off the angles where they have to walk into your crosshair. And that will, well, it depends how good Brody is. If he manages to get that initial frag from any sort of peek that comes in, then that might tell Stifmeister to sod off and go to a different site and try somewhere else. Stanley, pushing through the mid-smoke, coming in, is aware of a player hiding under hut. And the crit peeks out and gets taken out, and Link falls to Brody, but Stanley gets a spray. 3k for him, but double on one spray. And that opens up the site. It doesn't matter, because Stifmeister, they don't care about the bomb. The bomb is just sitting at the bottom of T steps.
Yeah, I think they've won the round as well, from what we've heard. It's kind of difficult from our end to tell whether this is also what the stream is seeing. I would imagine so. But, yeah. So, ooh, here we go. Caught back up. I just think the Go TV's having none of it, you know what I mean? It's a bit annoying.
That's right. Go TV, as always, a problem or another. But now, U4X changing things up a bit. Emperor going to be solo holding Banana against Eccles and Ardilla with a 5-7. And this close, 5-7 does a heck of damage. So we're going to go in and straight to the smoke. Finds the head of Ardilla, taking him down, but Solkaz gets the refrag. Well, not the refrag, but gets a frag onto Reza on the A site. Crit finds Solkaz.
Well then, this is kind of falling apart for the T side. They have managed to recover a couple back. We're going to see this initial frag yet again. Super clean from Emperor, of course. Doesn't sound like there's too much action going on. This is certainly the weirdest cast I've had for a while, to be honest. But, you know, we'll work with it. Bomb has been planted, so that's good. And the terrorists win.
And the terrorists win. So
there you go. Oh, Stanley on 2 HP is pretty close. He melts one.
That was a good spray, though.
Yeah, it was pretty
good. We can see that again. Stifmeister, 7 rounds in, already 6-0 up. U4X, unable to find a foot through the door for themselves. But they still have the money, they still have the economy to buy themselves an AWP and a full buy on M4s. Head armor though, no need for it when you're up against AK-47s. Stanley picks up an AWP for himself as well.
I think it's kind of an answer back type AWP, if that makes sense. You know, they notice that Brody does like to go for the AWP on the U4X side. I believe it's a fairly consistent style for him as well. It's not required on the T side. That is pretty clean coming in from Ardilla, to be fair. Claiming that B control quite easily. Once again, the bomb kind of being left behind, but they're okay with that. They've got 2 players over towards A as well. Are they going to make this call that we should solidly go towards B? Stanley wants... Oh, goodness. It's a bit angry.
A run boost?
Yeah, I think so. There's no one there, though. So it doesn't really do all that much, unfortunately.
Right, they're just going to completely disregard the bomb and go hunting for the kills, because it is U4X season for Stifmeister, Reza, and Crit hiding in pit. As Brody finds Link, Stanley finds Crit, and Solkaz finds Reza as well towards the end there, and Brody falls. And that's the AWP being taken out of question there for U4X. 7 rounds on the board to 0 for Stifmeister.
It's a bit sad.
It's a bit sad.
Yeah, it's basically a DM for Stifmeister at this point, like, to put it brutally honestly. Yeah. U4X, unfortunately, like I say, being on that CT side, it's a bit of a crutch because they can't really get the economy rolling in the way that they would want. They pull out buys that are a bit weak most of the time, and it's just a bit of a shame for them at this point in time. They need to figure out what is going wrong, maybe take a bit of a timeout and get a few moments, you know, gather their composure and then just work on winning 1 round, you know, small stepping stones, and just try their damnedest. Crit and Rez going to chime in together to pick up Solkaz, so that's always nice. He gets caught a little bit with the AWP there, but at least Ardilla is available to help him out. He's certainly flying through. Not 100% sure, you can see all the flags and stuff. I'm not 100% sure what flag, like where he is from. I don't recognize it, I'm not sure if you, to be fair. Bit of an obscure one, but he's popping off for sure. You know, he's had a pretty great game so far.
Oh god, and again the jumping headshot through the woods. the logs. And now it's just Stifmeister. They know they've got the economy, they've got the rounds, they can deal with this, they can go hunting, and they can try and completely wreck the economy of U4X. Reza does have an AK-47 in hand. Crit finds one. He actually finds an AWP. Takes it off Stanley. So that's going to be good to hold, but Stanley... Right, that's already happened.
Classic.
Classic baiting.
Yep.
And they might just actually save this AK and AWP as well. A very strong save coming out by U4X.
Yeah.
But can they convert it into a point on the board for them?
I mean, that's the ultimate question, isn't it, really? That's the to be or not to be of this game. It's a bit of a difficult one so far for them. They're at least able to drop it all across. They're finally going to call a pause. But, you know, the question still remains, is it too little too late? You kind of have to figure that one out. Stifmeister are steamrolling ahead at this point in time. The Stifmeister plow, I guess you could call it. You know, like the Virtus plow back in the day, but...
Virtus plow.
Yeah.
Right, that's a tech pause. I presume
it's not even a tech pause, is it? So U4X just clearly, yeah, only pausing when they have to.
Yep, confirmed tech pause. I presume we're trying to fix the GoTV bug. But 8 rounds already on the board for Stifmeister. They are steaming ahead in the group, and they're steaming ahead in this game, and it is clear to see why. Especially players such as Eccles and 2 Stanleys right now.
Indeed, so I believe.
Especially players like Eccles and Stanley, and Ardilla. I've never really heard of him, but like there was that super UK team that was made with Eccles and some other players as well that were used to be called Easy Skins, one of Henry G's teams.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Okay. So a good household UK CS name, Counter-Strike name for the UK.
Yeah, this is what I said. He won, was it Season 1, Season 2 of Gamers? I think it was Season 1, and then went to play for the Fnatic Academy team for a while. And they have very, very recently folded for whatever reason. I think the org dropped them, and then the team itself folded.
Right.
So maybe not as great as he would have liked over there, but playing pretty damn well within the UK scene, and there's some pretty big tournaments going on at the moment. So,
especially when you're exposed to like the EU scene of CS, and you're exposed to the way they play and the tactics that they play, and then come back to your home country and play at UK level, you kind of have an advantage, a one-up over some of the players that haven't experienced that type of gameplay yet, and that is definitely pulling out. And coming forward, Crit. Going to be sitting in pit alongside Reza. They're playing very deep on the side. Emperor coming in now, very late onto the arch area. But he smoked off, doesn't spot anyone, but they can hear. Ardilla's going to be peeking around the corner, finds Emperor, takes him down, going to take control of that entire long side of A site and stop the rotations coming in. Oh no, they're actually going to fall back. They've got the frag. Now they're going to fall back. And they're going to go and rotate down Banana. Meanwhile, Crit finds Stanley on the rotate. Brody spots the head, misses. Oh, he actually gets the shot into Ardilla. Now the AWP comes into play. He gets the second onto Link as well. And he's looking for the third. It's going to be Eccles that gets him and stops his spree. Now they're going to be pushing out into the site. Soulcast finds Trials, and the site just falls into the hands of Stifmeister. But it's a 2 versus 2, and the retake is coming from U4X, from Banana. The smoke is going to buy Stifmeister some time to get into a prime position to stop this push.
Oh, waiting. Just patiently playing above the boost. Oh, unfortunately, above the smoke doesn't work out, and Rez gets tagged out to 1 HP as well, as they obviously know there's another player there, so this is really not looking too great. He's just going to run away, save the AWP as he gets his hands onto it. But yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, Brody picks up 2. Kind of begs the question, do you need to go for a 3rd repeat? Just, you know, take what you've got and be happy, move back a little bit more into a solidly passive position, rather than continually trying to get frags. Unfortunately, just didn't give himself enough time, and he eventually gets traded, and that ultimately gives control of the round and the site to Stifmeister, and obviously they're able to convert it in the end. Give them the opportunities, and they certainly will take it. So that's going to be a real kick in the teeth for U4X, a round that they at one point should have won.
Yeah.
Just kind of thrown by the wayside, unfortunately.
Link now with the AWP in his hands. Eccles already just playing very aggressive down Banana, making sure that no CT from U4X can peek out towards Car. Dodging all the nades, dodging all the mollies coming in. Stanley already up mid, not afraid at all as Emperor peeks out, double peeks with Rez, finds Stanley and finds Link. Now Soulcast, he's going to grab the bomb. In fact, the bomb isn't anywhere near them. He's going to go Brody, again holding that B site with the AWP. Ardilla falls yet again to his AWP. And Eccles just going to rotate right round and go and help Soulcast push this, make this push onto A. Now this looks like U4X's round.
Certainly does. This once again is their round to lose, but still that AWP in play in the hands of Eccles could definitely work out. He knows what to do with it, but it's a question of making their way in here. They've got a fair amount of time to work with. In all fairness, going to try and wrap towards B, and that's a little bit dangerous for the CTs. Maybe they're going to let it happen, but I think they're aware of the fact because Trials is kind of pushed into Banana, which is a bit of an unorthodox spot. Brody, with the trigger discipline, spots the first player, doesn't go for him, and takes out Eccles as a result. So 1-on-5 now for Soulcast. There's really not all that much room for him to work with, and he goes straight into crosshair. Brody gets himself a nice little 3K, and it seems, you know, that technical kind of timeout did work out for them. They obviously talked things over, and although they didn't win round number 9, they very nearly did, and then coming into round number 10, they play it very well and finally manage to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, a few rounds ago when I was saying, it depends how good Brody is with the AWP, because even though, and he's definitely showing me how good he is now, even though this map is very much designed in the sense that you can just flush out, if you're terrorist, you can just rush onto the site and then you have that man advantage. The advantage that the CTs have are all these tight corners that the terrorists have to come around, and that's what Brody's using to his advantage with the AWP. He just misses the flick. Ardilla finds Brody in the turn of events as Trials. He now gets the spray down, he gets 2, and Crit behind as well, helping him, finds Eccles. And now Stanley, the last one remaining, a grenade takes him down to 27 HP. He's waiting, the smoke, the flashbang, and he finds Crit, but Rez comes round and gets rid of him. And U4X, 2 rounds on the board. Welcome to the scoreboard, guys.
Yes, indeed. They avoid the dreaded reset as well, which is obviously not what they would have wanted. Rez seemingly built up a hell of a lot of money in the past few rounds. Straight balling out here, but, you know, that's his style of play, I suppose, surviving a fair amount. I'm not so sure how he's built up so much, but U4X going to be pretty happy with that, of course, to cleanly get another round on the board. Stifmeister perhaps getting a little bit complacent with their lead. There is still obviously room for them to continue demolishing U4X here. It is not, you know, it's gone from looking absolutely dire to bad, you know, rather than improving. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Rez was so blind, had no idea Stanley was there. At least Emperor's on the ball, I suppose. Are they even going to be aware of the fact that Rez is here? They seem to be, but Eccles gets taken down by him. The trade does come in, but unfortunately things not working out for Stifmeister. And we are certainly seeing some chinks in the armor here across the map as they try and pull off a few individual plays here and there. It's fallen apart for them in the past couple of rounds, so maybe a bit more team play needs to come into question. They find themselves yet again in another man deficit situation, you know, 4-on-2 on the back foot. Really not looking too good in this round for Stifmeister.
U4X, they've grabbed the momentum and they've taken it. Crit and Emperor got a very good crossfire and they're prepared. I think Emperor might have just heard that there are players coming down to a short. Crit, he's going to be the first contact for them, going to be spraying them, finally get Soulcast, but Emperor's right behind and takes down Link. And Stifmeister, they can't even get the bomb down. Brody, even though he didn't do much that round, is doing excellent work for the AWP. I will give it to him again. He is changing up his position and they're communicating. At least U4X are communicating exactly what's going on. He goes off B, there's one person left on B, and then he's holding the cross on Arch to see if anyone does come around the long, through A long as well. So he's going to stick onto B site up there. Soulcast finding, it's going to be Crit though, who gets 3 kills to start off with, pushing down mid, a very aggressive play, but it pays off in the end. And now, Stifmeister, 2 versus 2, U4X. They lost a couple of players as well. Brody making that initial rotation round. Eccles going to meet Trials on the top of B. It all comes down to Trials. Does he get a bit greedy and peek out? Both the players are going, both of Stifmeister's players, Ardilla and Eccles, making their way towards Banana. And the peek from Trials is just perfectly timed. He comes out as Eccles brings out the smoke and takes them down and takes out Ardilla too.
Yeah, I think he sees that smoke just sort of go past him, and he knows that there's half a second to a second of swap time type thing. You can actually, and maybe this is something a nuance that some newer players don't really know, but can actually quick swap away from nades, but I don't think that Eccles did so in that situation, catches himself kind of with his pants down, and Trials just peaks at the perfect time.
Calling Eccles a new player, mate.
No, I'm just sort of saying, sometimes it's difficult to remember to do it and things like that, or, you don't pull it off. You do it too fast, and it actually kind of cancels it. But essentially, if you throw a nade, you automatically pull your weapon back out. But if you press 1, for example, to pull your M4 back out after throwing a nade, it does it just like half a second faster, which Emperor there did do so, but unfortunately ended up falling down. Crit in a great position here, though. Maybe it's not going to be needed. Rez does get naded down eventually. The double spray comes in for Crit. Oh, not quite the third. Eccles eventually able to deal with him. The bomb kind of out down towards Pit. He's trying to retrieve himself a weapon. They've quickly rotated in on the CT side. He's just going to play it a little bit passively. Got a minute or so remaining to try and make something happen here, but 14 HP, no information to work with. He's getting flanked out as well. Trials going to be waiting patiently, and the timing seemingly working out very well for him here once again. He's not going to peak solidly. It's just going to be a situation, I think Eccles is going to have to go for the bomb plant, and then as soon as he starts to make a bit of noise, it should be a takedown for Trials. But a nice Molotov comes in from Eccles to buy him a bit more time. Another Molotov retrieved as well, so he's going to push both these players out. Yeah, that's kind of all 3 angles that they could possibly come from, he's going to have dealt with. So he will, by the looks of things, be able to get this bomb down at the very least. But it's still, they've joined each other on the CT side, the 2-pronged retake. 1 bullet required from both of these weapons, and there you go, Brody in with the run and gun P250. Will find him in the end, but at least Stifmeister able to get the bomb down. But U4X with a great recovery so far in this half, considering it was 9-0. They're now on a 5-round win streak. Looking set to at least get 10-5, which is certainly better than what it looked like earlier on in the game.
Where on earth did Crit and Trials just come from and get these insane sprays? Crit, round before last, just running down mid, going to second mid and getting that 3-man spray, really paying off, changing up the pace a bit, always keeping keeping your enemy on the toes and constantly guessing what you're going to do, but definitely not guessing that you're going to mess up a grenade like that. Brody's the first one to fall to fire. Ardilla and Stanley doing a lot of damage there with their utility that they have. Stifmeister now grabbing themselves the AWP. I'm going to see if they can fully commit to the B site. The counter smoke by Emperor. Going to buy a bit of time, and he's actually thinking about pushing his way through it. A couple of shots do hit on him, and Ardilla just, after testing different angles, finds him. And Emperor falls through that smoke, and they've just opened up the site on B. Trials is the last person standing on the site, and you've got Crit coming in, holding CT, but in good old Stifmeister fashion, they make some noise, they get some kills, but they rotate back to the other site. They force the rotation out, they get rezzed, and they re-rotate. As Crit is coming in through library.
They try and deny this bomb plant, but fortunately not really posting up on the angle. He's hoping to catch someone off guard by the fact that he's not made much sound at all, but going to get smoked off. Obviously, there's no real option to save here for U4X, but I bet they wish they could in the 5-on-2. Going to try and move in towards the site. Oh, Stanley just gets the best of Crit. Unfortunately, denied that one. Trials now, the only one remaining in a 1-on-5. Cannot find any. His Link with the reaction shot takes him down. Will be a 10-5 half. Stifmeister kind of stagnating towards the middle, but still relatively dominant from them. U4X going to have a pretty damn good T side here.
Yeah. Still not a bad half for Stifmeister. Not a bad half at all. Even though they dominated and then lost a bit of that towards the end of that half, they should still be happy with the progress that they've made. And being only 5 rounds away, well, 6 rounds away from winning the game, it's not a lot to work with. However, 11 rounds to catch up on for U4X. It's a very daunting number, a very big number.
And especially, again, with the way the pistols work now, they don't quite have the same kind of cushion of, right, let's get a really good pistol in, and we can bring it to 10-8, and that is a much closer scoreline. It is probably, you know, at best going to go to 10-7, and then they're going to have to deal with the rifles, so which is still a fair chunk of rounds cushion, so to speak, that Stifmeister are going to have, even if they lose the pistol. So if they win the pistol, it's even better, you know what I mean? It's a difficult situation for U4X from a mental standpoint, and also from a playing standpoint.
Link playing the support role with the defuse and the smoke in hand. While Stanley, hiding in boiler at the moment, is aware, can hear the footsteps down mid, spots one, gets Reza through the smoke, Soulcast finding Emperor, Brody refrags onto Soulcast and Stanley. And that evens everything up, 3 versus 3. As we get to the last minute of the round, Ardilla finding one, finding two with a head, looking for a third. Can he do it? Reloads the USP, he's going to push out, going to be aggressive. Unfortunately, getting tagged up a tiny bit. Nothing is hitting Brody, it's just surviving, but not for long, because Link comes around and helps Ardilla finish the round off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe overthinking things a little bit on the U4X side. They initially played 3 in towards B. It's difficult to tell that that's going to happen as a T-side player, but I feel like picking up 2 on the A side, you know, at best you've only got 1 to deal with. You know, it doesn't quite make as much sense for U4X to just overthink things and rotate back towards B and then get caught off guard, and the fact that, of course, you know, Ardilla with a nice little individual plate coming in. Oh, so much money earned by the MP9s. Wasn't a full MP9 buy. I think the French are big fans of that, but still, nice bit of bank coming in. Fast round. Stifmeister now starting to solidify their lead even more. We are going to get into the first rifle round. Brody on his trusted AWP, but it's glass cannon. He's going to have to go huge. It's a bit of a cheeky bonus round from Stifmeister, so if they win this one, they're going to be sitting happy. Really need to figure things out on the U4X side. This next round is so important for them.
You don't want to be reset if you're U4X. Reza doing just what he can, find Soulcast, but Ardilla was not expecting to be that far pushed. Grabbed himself an AK-47, a big upgrade from the MP9 as he keeps pushing down. Banana finds Emperor through the smoke as well as crit in middle. What on earth was that spin? 3K coming out already for Ardilla.
Yeah, man, he's an absolute beast. I think he was getting shot a little bit from behind, manages to read it, take him down. Stanley is going to fall, so it's into a 3-on-2. Nice little headshot angle from Ardilla, though. He is pretty low. Oh, but Trials walks straight into it. It's such a nasty angle, to be fair. See players fall flat to it time and time again. Brody not really in decent enough position to be close to trading. Now the best case scenario here, it would seem, is to deny the ace, as he's going to try and walk his way away from Ardilla up towards A. He's only got 1 player to deal with here, to be fair, but this is 100% a case. He cannot miss a shot. AWP in hand, never really ideal in a clutch situation, but an AWP and no armor, I mean, he misses a shot and he is for sure going to go down. Really does need to be careful. But this is smart, though, not making any noise at all. They are going to start to search for a bit of information, in all fairness, but he's going to start to run, and surely Eccles hears this kind of prematurely, calls back his teammates towards the B-bomb site. Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Not like
the
this.
Knife out.
Not like this.
Oh, Brody spots him as he gets the bomb down.
Okay. He's gonna take him out. I was gonna say, is he gonna go for like the hard knife and try and knife him from the front, which would be even dirtier? But yeah, unfortunately, I think Brody towards the end there was just like, I need to get this plan. I'll just go for that.
I can never quite understand when you take the knife out, because when you swap to a weapon, it makes the weapon sound, so you hear that. Does it still make knife sound to the enemy, like when you open the knife?
I don't even think it makes the gun sound anymore. You know, you can hear reloads, and you can hear grenades on like certain. It's a bit edgy with grenades, right? Some players think they should remove the sound of flashes and things completely, but it's like flashes only make sounds on certain surfaces.
Right.
Oh god.
What?
Ooh,
okay, right. So an eco has just turned into 3 versus 5 as the entirety of U4X are running straight through, but it's going to be Ardilla. He gets the 3K. No, it's a 2K. Lynx helps him out there and takes 2 kills away from him, but falling down to 2 HP. Emperor in pit, all by himself with a CZ in his hand, needs to find Soulcast. He's actually taking on Ardilla, and Ardilla, what a madman! He keeps going for it with 2 HP. Takes the peak and gets the kill.
Well then.
29 kills.
Yeah, in such a quick game as well.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy. Stifmeister, you know, performing pretty well as a team, but also some crazy individual performances coming in. Bit of a shame for U4X. Like I say, they've not been together solidly for that long, but they really did need to get this one to solidify themselves going into the playoff stages. It's now going to become a case of how this next game goes. By the looks of things, unless they can mount some kind of a crazy comeback. We saw Endpoint pull off a pretty decent one, but this is... Jeez. Once again, it's just a bit of a death match once Stifmeister have hit their groove again. You need to be careful, don't give too many opportunities away. Alright, fair enough. They do manage to clean it up towards the end. It's slightly dicey, but... very quick rounds coming in, U4X just not really feeling it. 15-5 in favour of Stifmeister here, and you know, a bit of a blunder in the middle of that first half. It just seems they, like I said, hit their groove once again.
A bit overconfidence.
Yeah.
Underestimating
themselves.
Yeah, underestimating the capabilities of U4X, and well, can't really underestimate every single team and treat them the same. They all have their strengths, they all have their weaknesses, and they can also exploit your weaknesses. Emperor finding Link straight off the bat. Stanley manages to get himself the AWP from that. Salvaging it. 1 damage coming out. With a flashbang to the leg.
Yeah. Can kill people. Does happen from time to time. Very rarely. Charles making his way in. Brody, to be fair, on the refrag there, has actually given a pretty good opportunity over towards U4X. They get the bomb down. They've got a 2-man advantage. Not all that much to speak of utility-wise for the remaining 2 players. But Eccles and Ardilla, you definitely don't want to be facing up against these guys. Emperor gets taken down in a split second. It's into a 3-on-2. They've got a little bit of information to work with, but it is going to come down to the headshots. I feel like if U4X don't peek too hard, you know, and just play the crossfires effectively and play the bomb, they could definitely win this one. There you go, crit, peeks out, takes down Eccles. All onto Ardilla, who'd kind of gone the other way around, but doesn't have enough time to get the bomb defuse in. He's just looking to do a bit more damage before he leaves. Brody will take him down, but I think he might end up falling to the bomb, perhaps?
Oh, just about.
He does get far enough away, but yeah, 6th round for U4X, again, in that dignity saving stage at this point.
Yeah, it's surprising, even though U4X are running away. Well, they ran away with that round in a sense. They absolutely obliterated A site and took care of every single person on it. Ardilla still managed
229 ADR.
He still manages to try and even things up, and he does so much damage. Definitely the man of the hour and the MVP of the game. But Eccles coming in, he's going to get the spray down, but he only gets 2 as Soulcast gets the 3rd. But Brody is fast on the spin, but Stanley with a CZ going straight to the smoke. Unable to find one. It's going to be Ardilla getting him through the smoke again, but Stanley with the quick whip finds Emperor, and just what she wrote for Stifmeister and U4X. Stifmeister adding yet another win to their streak. U4X unfortunately unable to do what they can to get some extra points. What a sweep.
Yeah, it's such a fast game. It's so hard to kind of analyze. Stifmeister on both sides of things were just straight in, you know, to sites or down mid, or very, very aggressive on the kind of rotations and things. There wasn't a great deal of overthinking and strategizing coming in. It was just solid individuals chiming in time and time again. And U4X, unfortunately, giving the opportunities to their opponents, and they were just able to abuse it most of the time. There were some good rounds in there from U4X, but just not quite able, I think in the early portions of the rounds especially, just not quite able to come out on top.
Yeah, well, it's funny to see like the massive difference between a game that's ridiculously close, like the last one between August and Endpoint, and then a game that is so heavily one-sided where a team will just not not really care about strats and smokes and stuff. They're just gonna play like they're playing matchmaking.
Yeah.
And run in and try and get as many frags as they can. Dilla, for instance.
Like it's not even like a pug or whatever. It was just sort of like, you know, they'd hopped into a game with some of their mates who were like MGE, and they were just like, yeah, let's have a good time. You know, just run around, not really think about things. It's a bit difficult, you know, from U4X's perspective, because it's like, what do you do?
When you're that outskilled.
Yeah, when you're just playing against people who don't seem to care whether they win or lose, but they're still demolishing. It's like, it's a really, really difficult beating to be on the end of.